Welcome to Good Day Tulsa on News Channel 8.
All right, welcome back, everyone. It's now 9:21. Did you know that this time of year, the most popular time of year for folks is to be out digging in their yards, whether it's a new pool, perhaps a tree. Digging without knowing what's under your grass can cause a lot of trouble. Even worse, Scott Gibby is here to tell us why it's important to call before you dig. Scott, appreciate you coming in.
Thank
you. Now, you're with Explore Pipeline. We're just talking about that. Been there about 3.5 years, but you're kind of representing the entire industry today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The industry and anyone with underground utilities at all. We're trying to make, I do take care of the public awareness and damage prevention there, and we're trying to get out the news about the program of Safe Digging Month.
Yeah, and this is that time of year. I know from experience, let's say you're putting in a deck. Maybe you want to put a mailbox in and you think, well, I'm only going to go down a couple of feet. That could still pretty dangerous.
And that's right, especially in the older neighborhoods where things may not have been put in the ground as deep as they are now. You don't want to be the one who slices the telephone line or the cable line in your neighborhood and shuts everyone down.
Exactly, or it could end up being worse too. We're talking about gas lines, or
you could clip a gas line, and even though you may not know that you hit it, it could eventually migrate into your home, and then we're talking about some serious trouble if it finds an ignition source.
And we were talking about this a while ago. What I found fascinating, the fact that it's a state law.
That's right.
You have to call. You can't start digging before you find out where this stuff is, right?
And that's why we're here, because the contractors, the developers, the excavators, they know about these kind of things. And what we want to do is bring in the weekend warrior who's going to build the deck, build the fence, and stop them from doing that, and make that call 48 hours before you plan on doing anything.
And that's what I was going to ask you, because I was thinking a lot of folks have got their weekend projects. They're too busy during the week, so they got a weekend project. Now, I can't call today and say, hey, I would like to do this on Saturday. It's not going to happen. That's
right. You should not dig into your yard until you know what's underneath. They will come out and flag that. Your Call Okie system, which is 1-800-522-OKIE, O-K-I-E, or simply dial 811. And they will come out and flag the line for you. You'll know where the utilities are. And then you keep your family and your neighbors' families away from danger. Now,
I've seen the marks before, and we're seeing some of that right now. Did they mean anything in particular? I mean, once they get those marks, let's say if I'm not home when they come out on that Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever it might be, will I be able to decipher what that means?
Yes, they are color-coded. I'm not going to quote them all to you this morning, but yellow is for gas, and that not only gas around your home, but high-pressure pipelines. They'll be out if you're on your backyard. If your backyard, they'll locate them as these. White is where you might excavate. Yellow is a gas line. Red is electrical line. And we also want to talk to the landowners on the back 40, because out there you may run into cross-country communication lines, high-pressure natural gas and hazardous liquids lines. We don't want you hitting those either, because the danger potential goes up.
And as you said, I mean, some of those may be 5 or 6 feet down. Some of them may be a foot or two down. That's why if there's a line there, you don't want to dig anywhere near that line.
That is correct. Those lines, pipelines been put in the ground since the early 1900s. And so through erosion and things of that nature, they have certainly come to the top.
Okay, now we mentioned that 811 number a little earlier. I mean, this is like a 411 or 911 in terms of finding out. It's just that simple, 811, I can find out where to get that information?
It is that simple. You call them, give them your name, your address. They will send the locators out there, as I said earlier, for free. It's no cost to the community. It's an industry supplied number. The 811 came from the Common Ground Alliance, which has been around for about 10 years now. That 811 number has been around for 2. Call them. They'll give you all the information that you need to know about. Call before you dig. I started saying it could cost you a little inconvenience. If you knock something out, it could cost you your life. So it's very important to call that number. That's true. All right, Scott, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you taking the time to come in today. Call before you dig. It's incredibly simple. If you want to do something next weekend, go ahead and call now. Maybe they'll come out next week, or not maybe. They'll come out next week and mark your utilities for you. 811. Call 811.com for more information.